Many people face culture shock while traveling or working in another country, including various Korean actors, and while some of these incidents were funny, others were absolutely harrowing experiences. Even celebrities who have been in the entertainment industry for many years and have traveled extensively around the world aren't immune to having some culture shock from time to time. This happened, for example, to IU during her first world tour in 2024. While she has performed in various countries before, this tour included her first concerts in the United States, and this resulted in a lot of new and unexpected experiences for her. She talked about her culture shock during her concert in Newark, New Jersey on July 15, 2024, explaining that she was very surprised to see fans standing up for her entire performance. Since this was IU's first concert in the United States, she confessed that she still wasn't used to seeing so many people standing up for her for so long. In fact, this is pretty unusual for Koreans, as people who attend concerts in South Korea usually remain seated throughout the entire concert. As the video of IU explaining her culture shock during her concert was shared online, many Western fans commented that they were instead surprised to discover that everyone was sitting in Korean concerts. Koreans are so used to seeing fans sitting down during concerts that during IU's 2022 concert, The Golden Hour in Seoul, her mother provided over 90,000 seat cushions for everyone in attendance. She did this because she was worried that the fans would be uncomfortable sitting on chairs made of hard plastic for several hours. So it's easy to understand why IU was even more worried when she realized that her Western fans had to stand up instead. Another very experienced celebrity who faced a major culture shock abroad is Kang Ho. During his long and successful career, he has starred in all kinds of movies and worked with a lot of different actors, but when he took part in his first major international project, many things surprised him. In 2013, Kang Ho took a major role in the action thriller movie Snowpiercer, which was directed by Korean filmmaker Bong Joon-ho, but was a collaboration between different countries and featured many Western actors, including popular names such as Chris Evans and Ed Harris. Speaking about his experience filming the movie, Kang Ho confessed that he was surprised to see how American actors work very differently from Korean actors. He revealed that his culture shock began as soon as the cast sat down to read the script together. Just after the meeting ended, all the American actors in major roles had apparently already memorized all their lines in the entire script, especially Chris Evans. This shocked Kang Ho, and he explained that Korean actors usually memorize and rehearse their lines one scene at a time, focusing only on what they need to film next. This wasn't even the only culture shock that Kang Ho experienced while filming Snowpiercer. He also revealed that American actors were always extremely concerned whenever they couldn't complete a scene successfully in one take. According to Kang Ho, every time the American actors made a mistake, they would be extremely sorry that they were causing delays for the entire production team and the rest of the cast. He then laughed about the fact that Korean actors instead mess up their scenes all the time, and it's pretty common to film the same moment again and again. In the end, the cast bonded over their cultural differences, and they were able to create an iconic movie. Despite appearing in various other projects featuring foreign actors and achieving worldwide success with his role in the Oscar-winning movie Parasite, Kang Ho has confessed that he prefers to do things in the Korean way. He revealed that he was surprised to see how much attention Korean content has been getting all over the world lately, so he thought that the best way to reach a global audience was through Korean dramas and movies, and added that he probably won't perform outside of his home country in the future. Other actors instead had some culture shock, not while working, but while living and traveling abroad. One of these is Song Joong Ki, who has traveled abroad pretty often over the past few years due to his relationship with British actress Katie Louise Saunders. The couple announced their marriage in January 2023 and also revealed that Katie was pregnant. A few months later, Joong Ki attended the Cannes Film Festival and spoke about his wife with Korean news outlets. He revealed that since Katie has previously attended these kinds of prestigious events numerous times while working as an actress, she helped him a lot in adjusting to how Western film festivals work. However, the difference between Western and Korean film festivals wasn't the most surprising culture shock for Joong Ki. He explained that he was especially surprised by how the West treats pregnant women much differently from Korea. He continued by saying that usually pregnant women in Korea are told to always rest and stay still, but in the West, they're instead encouraged to move around, walk a lot, and do some exercise. Joong Ki then said that while he was happy to be at the Cannes Film Festival, his main focus was still his wife, who was pregnant at the time. The couple now has 2 children, and both were born in Rome, Italy, where Katie used to be active as an actress. Instead, a couple of Korean actors were shocked by something that's absolutely normal to locals while traveling through Singapore and Malaysia. While appearing on a reality show focused focused on traveling, Ryu Seung-soo and Kim Ho-young crossed the bridge that connects Singapore to the city of Johor Bahru in Malaysia for the first time. Before crossing the border, the two stopped at a taxi stand and they gave their passport to the taxi driver who handled the entire immigration process for them. The cost of the trip over the bridge ended up being around $70, which locals would consider a very steep price. Instead, Seung-soo and Ho-young commented that the price wasn't too bad. While they were in the taxi, Ho-young explained to Seung-soo that people can cross the border by land in various ways, including by train, bus, or taxi, and they were both surprised to see people riding a motorcycle on the bridge. Even the show hosts were surprised by this, and one of the MCs asked whether people cross the border just to buy less expensive groceries. After crossing into Malaysia, the taxi was inspected by immigration officials, and Seung-soo and Ho-young recalled this experience by calling it rare and precious. Many netizens, especially those from Singapore and Malaysia, found it funny to see how surprised Seung-soo and Ho-young were by something that's so normal for millions of people. However, it's easy to see why Koreans would find this experience to be surprising, as their only land border is with North Korea and obviously can't be crossed. While some culture shocks are funny, others can be surprising in the worst possible way. One actor who had a shockingly horrible experience abroad is Ahn Jae Wook, who recently appeared in a TV show and talked about something very unfortunate that happened to him while he was traveling in the United States. He explained that after wrapping up the drama he was working on, he had a 2-week period without activities, so he decided to use this opportunity to organize a trip to the United States with a couple of friends. Unfortunately, the trip didn't start well, and Jae Wook started to feel sick already from the first day of his vacation. He initially thought that he just had an upset stomach, so he went to his room to rest. However, things quickly went worse for Jae Wook as he started to throw up, and he couldn't breathe anymore. He revealed that he felt a crack in his neck that sounded like cardboard tearing and eventually collapsed in his room. His friend heard that something was wrong and came into the room and then called an ambulance. Jae Wook had suffered a brain hemorrhage, and as soon as he reached the hospital, he had to undergo emergency surgery. Fortunately, the surgery was successful and he was able to recover, but the problems didn't end there for him. He explained that when he woke up from his surgery, he didn't even want to open his eyes, and instead of being happy that he was still alive, he couldn't help but feeling resentful that he had such a major health problem during what he described as the most special trip in his life. Then after being discharged, Jae Wook received the hospital bill and was absolutely horrified to see that he had to pay around $500,000. He confessed that seeing this astoundingly huge bill almost made him faint again. Jae Wook then explained that in Korea, hospitals require a payment before the surgery, while in the United States, he got the procedure without anyone asking him if he had the money to afford it. After returning to Korea, Jae Wook had to seek help from a medical attorney who assisted him in negotiating the bill with the American hospital. This process took over 2 years, and in the end, Jae Wook and his attorney were able to reduce the bill to less than half of its original cost. In the end, Jae Wook was happy that he survived this health scare, but he couldn't forget how shocked he was when he discovered how expensive medical bills can be in the United States.